All right, so how about those 5-2 Cincinnati Bengals? Congratulations to them. Huge win. I was saying before the game, hey, if they keep this game close, I would be very impressed. They win it, and they win it by a mile. The final score was a huge margin, so you give them a lot of credit. And one thing that I kind of realized right before this game is, I did the Will It Moneyball video on this channel, which I recommend you guys check out because I think there's some interesting stuff there where I sort of talked about certain quarterbacks who perform better when they get blitzed versus when they are not blitzed. These are Joe Burrow's numbers when he's blitzed versus when he isn't blitzed. So the amount of snaps he is blitzed so far in the NFL is 27%, which is 10th most in the NFL. Despite this, he's actually much better when he is blitzed than when he isn't blitzed. That's a 13.3 passer rating difference greater when he is blitzed versus when he isn't blitzed. That's the stat I used that you see, passer rating. That's the sixth biggest differential in terms of positive differential in football. So kind of crazy that he's actually been, really good against the blitz and still solid when he's not blitzed. And once I saw that, I realized, hey, maybe my take that the Ravens would win this one handedly in the podcast, not a great take, and it certainly wasn't because obviously that's not what happened. The Ravens blitzed a lot. They blitzed a lot in this game, and Cincinnati made them pay. So like right here is a good example of kind of what Burrow can do and what this Bengals team, well, let's focus on Burrow and then we'll get to the team actually. This is what Burrow can do against the blitz. This is why Burrow is a really good passer when he is getting blitzed. Right when this play starts, you see how, so there's pressure that comes right here. So you have that going for you if you're Baltimore and you're thinking, okay, great, this is good. But also I should mention what you saw on the screen earlier, it's a cover 2 man. So that's actually not really a blitz, but basically what Baltimore is doing is they had two defensive players who are covering both the halfback and the tight end. If either one of them are blocking, then they rush the passer. So it's not exactly a blitz. Technically, it's only a 4-man rush, but 5 people are rushing the passer, if that makes any sense. However, for Burrow, the halfback has kind of cleanly gotten out of this. So you can make that throw if you are Joe Burrow. But what's interesting about this is a couple things. For one thing, this is something I've always mentioned that I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I don't know how you get better at this, but some guys just have better peripherals is what I call it. Because Burrow is looking straight up, but the pressure is coming in a way that he could see it, but it's not super easy for him to see it, right? He's not looking in this direction. There are quarterbacks in the league who would probably get killed if they were in this exact spot. But Burrow does notice this. Watch him pull off this sidestep move, and then he's going to be able to throw off balance to the back that, no one for Baltimore picked up. So bad on Baltimore a little bit, but also great on Burrow of getting out of that pressure. Now, does Burrow every now and then get himself into a sack? Yeah, probably even more than every now and then, although I feel like he has improved this season. Maybe the injury has a factor with that, but also it goes both ways. He can pull something like this off on a 3rd and 8 to get the first down. Another aspect is something like this, which is just that, hey, when you play man coverage, which the Ravens like to do, you got Jamar Chase you got to deal with. And Jamar Chase is really good against man. So part of those blitz numbers might just be inflated a little bit because Jamar Chase is so good in a one-on-one matchup. I mean, we really got to realize what he just pulled off in this game. He went up against a top 5 cornerback in the NFL and just dominated him. Like, that does not happen. Rookies do not do that, but Jamar Chase is no ordinary rookie. On this play, it's man coverage, and Chase is running a route that's going to go over the middle. And watch this first step. Watch how he just gets to the side of Humphrey immediately. And at this point, like, it's over. Like, what can you do? I mean, you're behind him, and Chase is just so explosive. There's guys who run faster than him, but in those first 10 steps, there might not be guys who run faster than him. Just that beginning part. And listen, the 40-yard dash was originally created for gunners in a punt formation, which is why it's 40-yard dash. That's about how far a punt is. That's not what you need in the NFL. It's that 10-yard dash for a wide receiver for the most part, and Chase has that. Watch him now cut over the middle. He is going to be able to get wide open. Once you get that set up, it's funny because kind of one of my critiques of him in the in college was, hey, in the NFL, you won't be able to just blow by everybody in those first 10 steps. You'll have to learn how to be a better route runner, which I also said he will. But what's kind of taken me by surprise. It's like, oh no, he can still just blow by everyone in the NFL. No, he's the better athlete on the field even when he go to the NFL. So that's shocking for me. I want to talk about this one because, I talk about the blitz a lot. And again, it's not just blitz that the Bengals are good at. It's specifically man coverage. There isn't that number. There isn't those numbers just out regularly, which sucks. I would love to see that stuff, but I think it's a lot more difficult to do that because sometimes coverages can be confusing. Anyways, what's happening on this play is this is a cover zero blitz. This was his interception, and you could argue this is a bad interception. I mean, no interceptions are good, right? So you can definitely make that argument. It's a 10-point deficit right here for Baltimore. So they're going with an all-out blitz. They're trying to make something happen. I actually really disagree with this play call by Baltimore. I think that you go back and play coverage. And I think that for Burrow, he's saying, hey, Chase has dominated Marlon Humphrey basically all game. One-on-one matchup, I'm going to take this chance. So Burrow takes the snap. Burrow is going to, off balance, sort of off his back foot, make the throw, and it gets intercepted. You could easily sit here and say, oh, what a bad decision by Burrow. I think that would be stupid, though, because this is what worked for Cincinnati all game long, were these types of plays. So sure, this one did not work out, but as a whole, I don't hate this decision whatsoever from Burrow. Maybe throw it a little further, but, it just didn't work out. That happens. And again, something like this, going back to that Chase-Humphrey matchup, because you cannot talk about this game without constantly bringing that up. That was a huge aspect of this game. Again, Jamar Chase, maybe like an elite receiver already, maybe. Well, it is a small sample size, so it's hard to say that about any rookie who's only played 7 games, but if he continues playing like he has through 7 games, he certainly is a top-tier receiver. What's going to happen here, it's just a quick route over the middle against man. And again, part of the thing is you think this is not exactly what you think of when you think of Jamar Chase. You think of him more as like a deep threat, although he is someone who can be successful at this kind of thing. But that deep threat ness can absolutely set stuff up. Watch how right when this play starts, so you see Jamar Chase, run just a couple of steps, and look at how far over Humphrey has moved. Humphrey is basically completely screwed right here. I mean, he was seemingly expecting there to be a deep route. I mean, Marlon Humphrey, he didn't quite fully bail, but he kind of bailed right off the line, which that's just not what Marlon Humphrey does. Marlon Humphrey has a lot more confidence, but that's what Jamar Chase can do to people. He then cuts over the middle and is able to get open. So that stuff, really good. It's a 3rd down and 2. You convert. That alone would have been fine. If that's all he did on this play, you would have absolutely taken that. I paused it right here. So what you see on the screen is, so Humphrey looks like he might even be trying to hope that he can knock the ball out, although that's actually not what's happening. His arm just happens to be out right here. But, he can maybe try to run over and get into the play. You also have 32 for Baltimore. Those are the 2 guys trying to make the tackle. And this is going to be really funny, actually, kind of what happens. 32 goes for a tackle, but ends up taking out Humphrey. But then Jamar Chase does a great move. And again, in college, he was so good in open space, being so good in open space here. So another thing carrying over for Jamar Chase. I have to cut it off a little bit sooner because of copyright, but he did obviously get the touchdown on that play. This is kind of a Joe Burrow video, kind of a Jamar Chase video, but that's how awesome Burrow was. And also, hey, something like this, I gotta walk back a few takes I had about the Bengals this season. One of those being maybe my Zach Taylor take. I've been very critical of him, and I think rightfully so in the past, but I would also say, okay, this was a great job, Zach Taylor. Good work. Keep it up. This was very good. What happens here is that this is going to be a really clever play, actually. It's something that I remember, Josh McDaniels with Tom Brady would do this a lot. It's nothing too fancy, but I like this stuff. You have basically, you're setting up as though it's going to be a fake screen pass, but that's actually not what's going to happen. Also, screen passes and plays like this, which are set up with screen passes, work very well against a blitz because, right, there's one less player over the middle of the field in coverage. When you're just getting rid of the ball quickly, it doesn't matter how many rush the passer. So that already helps. Look at how, right when this play starts, Burrow does, fake a screen pass at this point. So I've circled 2 players. There's CJ Uzomah, and then you have the Baltimore Ravens defender who has moved in. He's trying to take away this screen pass, which now leaves, your tight end completely wide open for Burrow. So clever play call. Burrow does make this throw down the field and then, makes the safety miss. All of a sudden, you have a touchdown. Just really good stuff. I mean, they were firing on all cylinders, the Cincinnati Bengals were, and that's how they won the football game. So, yeah, I mean, listen, huge win for the Bengals, right? I mean, they still had some, fluky games so far, still maybe finding an identity a little bit, but this was an identity game. I mean, this was like, hey, let's keep this up, especially when, like, hey, if Baltimore, they might be your biggest competition to win the division, the fact that you match up perfectly against them, like, that's very promising and means they'll probably beat Baltimore again this season. So you do that, it's going to be a lot easier to win the division. If the season ended today, the Cincinnati Bengals would be the 1 seed in the AFC, which obviously, season doesn't end today, but still, that kind of goes to show how well things have gone so far. Bengals hype at an all-time high. Fun win for them. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.